Hello, Brother Monroe here. Welcome back to Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts and to the Spanish campaign, where it's now January of 1958. Things have been very, very quiet. I'm kind of hoping we don't have a kind of really quiet end to the campaign. I'm kind of hoping that there will be another war with some interesting ships to fight. The British are starting to not like me, the Americans, Japan, China. Japan has rebuilt a fleet. China has a small fleet, so they could be potentially interesting. Germany annoyingly likes me, even though I don't want to like them, because I'd quite like to attack Germany. I don't really want to attack Britain or America, but if we can fight Germany on land, now that we have the advantage, that would be amazing. No such luck. In terms of the fleet is in good shape. The first three St. Augustines are about 9 months away. I've been able to expand the shipyards just enough to get a fourth under construction, and then I will order a block 2 of another 3 ships as soon as these ones are finished, which will give us a total of 7, which should help our invasion and general fleet power quite a lot. Other than that, yeah, very quiet. Very, very quiet. If/when there's some cool stuff to talk about, I will do so. Alright, it's now January of 1960, so we're in the last 5 years of the campaign. These ships will be finished in time. Any others that I lay down probably won't, to see the end of the game. Quick look at the politics screen. Britain and America are still top dogs. They now both quite like me. France really likes us. Possibly will go into an alliance with us, which I'm tempted to accept if they offer us a good one. China, Japan, and Germany all hate us, which is absolutely fine. Our economy is approaching the 1 trillion mark. So we're about to break into a fairly exclusive club, because Japan, China, and Russia are all really suffering. And Germany isn't doing too well either. So we shall see what happens. I'm expecting war with one or other, or possibly all 3 of those countries to start, regardless of which one annoy me. Most of the action is going to be concentrated in the Pacific. So Germany will obviously look to take all of Korea, Tsingtao, and their provinces here in the Bismarck archipelago and New Guinea. If it is Japan, then we really only have attempting to take the home island, so there's not too much we can do against Japan navally, aside from have our ships around. Same situation with the Chinese. They don't really have anything that the Navy can target very easily. So, yeah, I don't really mind. It'll be down to the Army. If there's any other conflicts that need doing, with 72% Army logistics, China and Japan should be a relative pushover. Over here in Europe, we do have southern Egypt, which I really hope the army can take. That's the last bit of German Africa. And then, of course, it's going to be entirely down to the army dealing with the Germans on land. And, yeah, that's it. So we can pretty much take those 3 on at the same time. I don't think anyone else is likely to come in against us anytime soon, though. So, all looking hunky-dory. Well, hey, there we go. War with the Germans. Right, time to get some revenge. Revenge indeed. And we are now allied with the French, but I don't think the French are currently at war with the Germans. The Americans, though, they are. So, yes, potentially interesting. Anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take every single ship we have and put them onto sea control. I'm then going to take all of our battleships, which are kind of spread out. Some are in Barcelona, some are in Rome, and some are in Cadiz. So 6 from here. We're going to go, and we're going to go hit. Let's go hit. Well, let's go hit the Yellow Sea. Let's get them on the move. Move and Cadiz. Now, let's have a quick look at what the Germans have and plan an appropriate response. They have 2 battleships and a battlecruiser. Okay, so our battlecruisers, we have 2 in the Sea of Japan. There's the older Santa Rafinas. The Santa Escolasticas are in Taranto and Messina. I wonder, they might be able to take southern Egypt back. Which would be very nice. And then, once they've done that, if we station them in northern Spain, they can just kind of harass German shipping. That's my war plan. Let's see it all go to pot in the next turn. Well, that's one way it can go to pot. Thanks, China. Okay, we get a free hit on some transports and that port, which is lovely. The army is moving against Korea. We can invade southern Egypt this turn. That gives time for the ships to get across to the Yellow Sea, and we can naval invade Tsingtao. Oh, that's surprisingly coordinated. Surprisingly coordinated. Okay, no action? Really? I'm surprised. I mean, I'm not annoyed, but I am surprised. Angel de la Guardia is almost complete, actually. That's pretty nice. I'll probably send her to join the invasion fleet once she's commissioned. She'll be about like 4 turns before we're actually able to use her. Alright, next turn, I guess. Well, hey, we have blockaded China instantly. And Japan joins in, of course they do. Oh my goodness. Nope. Okay. Cool. Oh, army's trying to take the Weiwei Peninsula from Weiwei towards Tsingtao. That's handy. I keep forgetting that these 2 provinces are actually connected, even though it doesn't look like they are. 100% on that naval invasion. Fantastic. They moved the battleships there. Interesting. Does indicate that those battleships are about 100,000 tons each. I mean, it's an interesting place to put your battleships, rather than engaging mine, but okay, can't launch another naval invasion just yet, but I should be able to get an impression of how this is going to go. If it'll let me. Pretty even. Pretty even in numbers. Okay, and this one? Yeah, that one's going to be much more difficult, so yeah, we're going to have to take this one. by the Navy. Next turn. Welcome back. Just to show you the map without the UI on top of it, because I always think that's kind of cool to look at. Yes, so all the action is in the Pacific. This naval invasion should finish next turn, which is fantastic. Now we have 3 battles to do. This one I think is the most interesting. So we will come back to this one at the end. Haha, what a tease. Or, you know, you might just skip to the end. Got a light cruiser versus light cruiser. Yeah, let's do them in reverse order of potential interest. So the Africa, Covadonga, against the Tatsuya Kishima class light cruiser. Single guns. Why, what's with the single guns? It's just such a weird choice. Maybe there's something in the auto builder I'm missing about single guns as a thing, because I'm sure that's disincentivized somewhere to choose a single gun. Anyway, I'll not complain about poor choices too much. Back again on the high seas, sinking convoys. It's like we never had a period of peace, but of course we have. And the Copidongas are a little bit more dangerous than they used to be. Of course, we don't know quite what this vessel is capable of. See, it's not bad. But yeah, 6 guns, 4 guns. 7.1s, 4 7.1s against 9 7s. Yeah. Not 100% convinced. Again, I'm not going to rush in blindly. We can take our time, let the ID of the enemy cruiser progress a little bit. Certainly does have torpedoes on it, at any rate. Get an idea of their range. 23 kilometers means they're almost certainly using oxygen torpedoes. Fairly advanced ones at that. Indeed, they outrange my guns, so that's something to keep in mind. We're not in range, though. Their gun range is also shorter than their torpedo range. I'm going to sneak around. 68% ID, 2/3 of the way there. Well, a little bit more than 2/3, I suppose. Practice shooting up some of the transports. Might encourage the enemy cruiser to come out against us. But I think they're just hanging out of range. %. Come on. Twin launchers, 3 of them. Yep, 24-inch. Does nearly 30 knots. It's not cheap at 400 million. It does have some armor, probably just enough to keep it safe from the odd stray high explosive shell. Yeah. So that's positive as far as I'm concerned. Wow, they fired their torpedoes. That's an interesting thing for them to have done. Firing them at super long range. Semi-ballistic AP. Oh, yeah, look at that AP. That's not good. They're going to have trouble going through our main belt anyway. Right. Main guns on the Tetsuya. Destroyers, all guns on Tetsuya, please. Probably gonna try and get me with the torpedoes again. There you go. Shells clattering off, whereas ours don't. It's a lot of hits all of a sudden. Oh my goodness. 7-inch guns did a number on her. Yeah, main belt pen. That's why. Looks like she's now withdrawing. That was very sudden from their point of view. That was like coming in, trying to do something and having, yeah, almost all your ship's power go out. Half of it's flooded. Ouch. Right, we will chase her down. She'll be too slow now to escape. Although, I would appreciate you trying to actually sink her before you indulge yourself in the transports when you have 3-inch guns and destroyers behind you that can do that job. Flooding hit. More flooding hits. Yeah, she's done for. I don't think she managed to get off any more torps. Oh, they were going for a squall as well. Trying to find cover in the weather. Not a bad plan. Retreat into a squall and hope that we lose them, but sadly, no such luck. Africa and the destroyer is actually emerging almost unscathed. Not a terrible design. Kashima. It's better than some of the things that we've seen. But not faring too well. Okay, the next most interesting battle, because we have the Jazing class battlecruiser, the Jazing. 1.2, 1.3 billion. 46,000 tons, 32 knots. 8 14-inch guns and a ton of secondaries. An interesting design. Doesn't use the best quality steel, but it could be well armoured, and if it is, it's probably a pretty decent design, and potentially very dangerous to the forces I have here. They also have the Chongqing, or Chongqing, standard kind of destroyer, by the looks of it. We have 4 destroyers, the Peninsula, the Caledon, and the Santa Maria della Rosa class Santa Barbara. Ooh, we haven't seen these in action yet. So we've got 2 heavy cruisers. Well, I mean, it would be rude not to have a look. You know, if I knew what that... But, you know, a wise admiral may have withdrawn from that particular set of odds. But, I don't know. 9s and 11s can be reasonably punchy, and it depends how they've armoured up that ship. They're not going to be able to withstand much punishment from a 14-inch gun, though. We're going to split everyone up. And we're going to go in pretty hard and aggressive and see what they do. The AI doesn't really like it very much when you go in hard and aggressive against them. Although, look at all those secondaries. Look at that! Okay, destroyers are going to have real problems with that. Maybe I should be a little bit more cautious with them. Also, don't know what the Valkyrie is actually going to do. Looks like their destroyer is coming in on the offense. Taking a couple of hits. Okay. Pretty much thrown away. First time seeing the super cruisers in action. Wow, they ride really high out of the water. What's our pen like on these? Yeah, it's not amazing, but battle cruisers don't always come with a lot of armour, so just going to have to see what happens. Right, destroyer's going ahead. There's the battle cruiser. Are they in range? Yes. With both ships. Engage. Ooh, forward belt pen. Not in range of the peninsula. Right, you lot. Target, go to normal. Because you're not in range with your guns, but you are in range with your torps. Lovely. Just see if we can't cause them some torpedo-related problems. Autonomo fired as well. So did Furor. Quitter has not. Turn that way. Turn that way. Ooh. Okay. We're taking a little bit of damage here. Certainly are not dying to kind of small caliber high explosive. Oh, I'm in a terrible position here. Surprised you didn't wipe me out yet. Very bad positioning. Oh, destroyed a torpedo. Interesting. No idea where my torpedoes have gone. But they have left the convoy relatively unguarded. Right, let's have a proper look at you. Mark 3 guns. Okay. It is armoured though. So blowing it up is not going to be straightforward. Right, you two, just retreats for now. Ow! That's what I was worried about. Showing you broadside to the thing. Oh, there were some torpedoes. Oh, nice to see the 1.6. Yeah, that lower armour quality might be our saving grace here, if we can get some more floodings on it. And yeah, I'm a bit worried about Santa Barbara. She's badly damaged. And they're close to pretty much point blank range. Oh, I can live with that. Yeah, I can live with that. Right. Let's go back to ×5. Yeah. Destroyers, you can free fire the transports. Because they are now disengaging from my cruisers, which is fantastic. We do have another shot with the destroyers. Oh, more floodings. Good, good, good. That's very good. This peninsula back here. She can keep annoying that battle cruiser. Even if she's not doing a ton of damage. Halfway through reloading the torps. So my accuracy, like, nah, pretty rubbish with the heavy cruisers, but... Right, stop focusing on her. Torpedoes aren't loaded yet. Focus on the transports. That one. Smoke. That one. Oh, stop it. There's only one transport left. Might should be able to take you out. Perfect. Right. Okay. Let's have a look at you. Yeah, you've actually taken a fair amount of damage here. We can circle around, still get some torpedoes off. Okay, torpedoes are going to be loaded in a minute. Well, not a minute, but less than a minute. There we go, torpedoes loaded. We may fire when ready. Although, yeah, coming in on an opposite tack like that is very challenging. Right. Video. Retreat. Retreat. Because we're pretty much done here. Just waiting for them to launch their torps. So that we can go home. Not a great angle to fire at, but it's more to give them something to worry about. Furor going all over the place. Oh wait, she's fired them already. They're there. Oh. Yes! 2 hits, both on the bow, which is unfortunate, because she's not flooded in a citadel, so she'll probably escape here. Just being a bit beaten up, but still, she's going to be in repairs for a while. And valuable intelligence. Supercruiser, not a match for this thing. It is a fast battleship, not a battle cruiser. But that weaker quality armor, Crypt 4, pretty much the lowest end that you could build at the moment on a ship. Might be an issue. What's their crew loss at? 26. Still, it's going to be months before this ship is available again. 14-inch guns can't fire. 5-inch guns can't fire at the moment. Oh, going to try and hit Furor though. Yeah, just going to get her as well. That's a shame, but to be expected we lose something in this engagement. Jia Jing, how fast is she able to go currently? 20 knots. And she failed to defend the convoy. She's also crewed by cadets, which is interesting. Severely limits your combat potential. I don't think she's got the range to do anything, or the accuracy, sorry, to do anything here. No, she's out of range. End battle. Shame about losing Furor right at the end. Victory points are very even, despite us losing a ship. And that doesn't count the victory points for sinking the transports. Because, of course, they lost a destroyer as well. Yeah. Very interesting fight. Right. Last one. Alright, we have a pot strike on Vladivostok. Now, the Chinese have deployed another cadet-filled ship. The Beongup class. Nearly 70,000 tons. 1.2 billion, which is weirdly cheap for a ship that size. 22 knots. Crypt 4 armor. 10 14-inch guns, 16 single 8s. Makes me think this is a nice Dreadnought hull. Wow, that thing has almost no guns on it. Okay, well, Tentacle and Gaton definitely going to try this. They're the oldest capital ships in the fleet. Sure, they're eager to show that they are perfectly capable of still kicking ass. They have 10 battleship grade guns, but I'm assuming these are Mark IIIs. And we have 12 total. Also have San Felipe and Castilla. And the destroyers. Excuse me while I turn all the avoiding nonsense off. Yeah, I'll just leave it on all. There we go. Ah, good to see these ships again. Essentially a Great War design. Mixing it up with another Great War design, although a very big one. Yeah, that is indeed a modernised Dreadnought with 8-inch casements, or casemates, depending on how you like to say that word. Right. See, quite happy staying at range. Our superior crews should be able to make the difference, especially if they're going to rush in a destroyer. Can let the secondaries and the reserve ships deal with that. Let's have just a little bit of armor, this thing. Although, possibly not very much, because a bunch of overpins on it so far. Might be just a bit of a distraction, that ship. Yeah, the battle cruisers are retargeting. What they are targeting? Are they targeting the battleship? No, they were killing whatever that was. Ooh, ooh, I like it. Light cruiser? Oh, wow, that's weird, but okay. Ow! Oh, oh. It's got its stern blown off. Yeah, the destroyer that initially came in is just going off doing its own thing. Wow! Torpedoes coming out. From my destroyers. 16-inch shells. They really do hit very hard. Now, I don't want my line getting attacked in the rear too much. But I think that is most of the chaff dealt with. Apart from whatever this is. Oh, that's the heavy cruiser. Battleship under fire. Alright. What? How do you not have any armor on this? Oh, because you put it all into the casements. Or casemates. Armor. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Now, we don't have too much in the way of HE. They potentially can cause quite a lot of damage here. Bridge destroyed. Bit more flooding on the bow. Fire control out. The big problems with cadets is that minus 35% damage control. Makes it very difficult to keep on top of fires and floodings, and taking out towers and stuff has a proportionally bigger effect. Oof. Oh, torpedoes as well. My goodness. I just saw those zooming past. Game's audio engine's struggling here. So many hits. It's having to process. Now, I don't think they're able to return fire currently. Not effectively. They can shoot at whatever's in front of them, basically. And they've surrendered. Wise. Scuttling the ship, probably. Right, this heavy cruiser is not going to last very long. Yep. And that one destroyer we'll leave alone. I think it would be cruel to chase them down and blow them up. But yeah, you only did 96 damage with your battleship. That's a bit of a disappointment. Not a particularly well designed ship. I mean, even if you had to drop a turret to put up, I mean, you can't go in with a 70,000 ton ship with 14-inch guns and is slow and has no armor in 1960. That's just, yeah, way off the curve. Anyway, I think I'm going to end the episode here. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon for some more Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts. Bye for now.